Welcome, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. It's going to be an exciting one. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Welcome on board. Let's give everybody else another 10 minutes to get started. Thank you all for joining early, folks. It's going to be an exciting ride tonight, folks. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Let us go. It's going to be fun. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Welcome on board. Kick off in the next few minutes. Thank you all. Thank you, everybody. We'll kick off in the next few minutes. Thank you, everybody, for making it. Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome, everybody. Kick off in the next 5 minutes. Thank you, everybody, for making it. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. It's going to be a fun topic, folks. Amazing, amazing topic. Very actionable. Thank you. Thank you all for making it. Thank you, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you all. Thank you, David, Demola, Mitzi, Uche in the house, Uluwashio. Thank you all. Rexford, Aisha, Sadiq, Neji. Thank you all. Thank you all. If you don't mind, give us a like. Let's get more people on board. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Yemi. Thank you, Gift. Thank you, Kingsley, Abmon. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you all. And feel free to share with others that we are live now. Let's go. Thank you, Joy. Kick up in a minute. Thank you, Abu. Awesome job. I see you, brother. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, everybody. Let's go, George. We are live. That's right. Thank you, sir. Mudiaga, thank you. If you don't mind, do us a favor, be gracious. Give us a like. Let's get more people on board. Thank you, everybody. Let's go. All right, final 1 minute and we get started, folks. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you, Princess. Jude, thank you. Thank you, Adi. Thank you, Sally. Thank you, everybody. Let's go. Today I brought one of my buddy. He's going to join us also. Amazing fellow, Brett Young. He and I worked together a while back. So we get to share the stage with some bright minds out there globally. Thank you all for joining. Thank you. Thank you, Atom. All right. Right. Everybody. Much appreciated. Thank you all. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you as always, folks. It's always a delight to be in your midst. Happy Thanksgiving to the community as a whole. Tonight is going to be one of those exciting nights. We get to learn a lot of things together. Typical of our tradition, we'll go through real quick some of those key fundamentals that we dealt with in the past. So if you're on this call, it's because I think you're one of the crazy people in a good way. There are so many reasons why you don't have to be here, really. It's Thanksgiving tomorrow. For those of us outside of US, it's one of our probably the most biggest holiday for us in the States. So if anyone sacrificed time for something like this, it's because they believe in a greater cause. So thank you, everybody. And my goal in the next 30 minutes is to make this a worthwhile time for you, a time valuable that you left your family towards a bigger good for us all. So I want to say thank you for showing up. As always, thank you, thank you, thank you. So tonight, let me give a quick recap. If you are new to our program, the internship program, and believe it or not, I've gotten a lot of people call me. We brainstorm together. What are some of those key differences in general? But just pause. Let's take a look at the story. The story is simple. My goal and objective for us as a community is to get us at any point ready to go in a real live interview. If somebody asks you a question about what you've done, the intent is you can articulate it in a well coordinated manner. We have a documentation that highlight everything we did in the internship, and I think we can do justice. Step one, we started with talking about risk assessment. So when you have assets, all of us have assets, don't overthink it. I'm just saying your laptop at home, your desktop at home, your fridge at home, your cameras at home, anything you connect to the internet, right, is considered your asset, right? Digital asset in general. So we are saying out of your digital assets, for example, there might be a need to do risk assessment within your environment. So we talked about risk assessment. In our case, we talked about a hospital system that had MRI and CT scan that was being brought into this hospital system. And as a result of that, they needed to do a risk assessment. I mean, you and I can agree at the minimum because of regulators, and we are dealing with sensitive information of our patients. So it's a big deal to do a risk assessment. Then after that, we said, okay, let's map our basic security controls, the safeguard, into a best practice framework. Now, don't overthink it because all I'm saying is we have existing security controls that are defined. How do we know they are the right things we have implemented? The simple way to do it is to map it to best practices. All right, that's what we did, and we used the framework called NIST framework. That was a second exercise or second project. The top project we worked on, we said, okay, at the end of the day, I may be safe, I may do everything right, but guess what? If I have a third party working for me and they are really messed up, guess what? My customers don't care. They would still hold you and I liable, right? So we can agree on that. So it doesn't matter because, whatever anyone did, you and I are still liable. So because we are liable, it means we have to provide oversight to those customers. So in our case, if you remember last week, we said, okay, let's start with vendor comparison. And we kept it to the healthcare so that it's consistent in our conversation. We said, okay, let's talk about vendor comparison between two different vendors. Then we took it a step further and said, what about if we are dealing with cloud service providers? All of us can agree everything we do today is now in the cloud. Cloud is the buzzword. So because of that, we said, okay, let us do risk assessment for our potential selected vendor. Okay. Then we develop questionnaires to say what are the questions we're going to ask some of these vendors also. And that was really the limit of the key things we talked about, three key projects. And I'm telling you this, ladies and gentlemen, I know I got a lot of our feedback. Our main feedback is we needed more time to work on those projects. Definitely in the future, when we do other internship, we would create more time for working session for our team. For those of us that join the Saturday session, we try to keep it like 15 to 30 minutes or so. But in the future, we'll probably make it more longer for people to work in working sessions. But more importantly, take ownership of those projects, really, because if you can talk about those projects, people will get comfortable. And honestly, it will be hard to ignore you. Nothing is guaranteed. Nobody's saying, oh, you do something, it's automatic, but if it's relatable and if you can take ownership of the project, then we stand a good chance. So that's very, I'm comfortable about that. Then the final thing we're going to talk about today, and we're going to continue. We're not going to meet this Saturday because of Thanksgiving, but upper week, probably Wednesday, we'll meet, or the Saturday. I'll let the team know, or we might meet twice. So it depends, just 1 hour, 1 hour on each of those times, just to do working sessions, possibly. And please just keep showing up. You'll be surprised. The more you stimulate your brain, the more you get comfortable in talking about this project. Don't forget, step one is articulating your project experience to get employers comfortable to employ you. Once you do that, then we can activate step two. At that point, we are thinking about, okay, we are now thinking of keeping our job, right? And I'm yet to see anyone that would, maybe almost insignificant, that would be paid 100 grand plus and want to lose the job. Most of us will not lose that job. We might have sleepless night at times, but I'm here to say no one that just say, "Oh, I'm going to throw away the towel." We'll try our best. We'll keep pushing the button and be successful. All right. So tonight we'll keep it very straight to the point. Somebody said, "Am I late?" Don't worry, you're not late. Okay. The beautiful thing about all these sessions, they are recorded, so you are good. Don't overthink it, ladies and gentlemen. The Our commitment to our communities will keep adding value. And let me tell you this: the value does not mean it has to be so big. Our key is incremental value. And believe it or not, over time, it adds up. Today might be you learned something new about third party. Tomorrow might be a little bit on risk assessment. Tonight, we are going to talk about remediation fixing issue. It might be small, but believe it or over time, it becomes incremental and it adds up. So don't stress it. Just keep learning, keep showing up, keep learning, and you'll be surprised how life changes with those incremental changes. Okay. All right. So tonight we'll just jump in straight up. So we've talked about so many things. I can guarantee you one thing: everyone on this call, when you have an interview, this is going to be one of the questions likely, or this is one of the safest scenario you can give. And I'll tell you why. This is talking specifically about remediating issues. Remediation issues is strictly saying everybody's going to have issues, right? We can agree on that. But what is the plan to fix those issues, right? So remediation project is likely going to be one of the things you will be doing at your place of work, almost guaranteed. And believe it or not, sometimes some organizations have issues they are yet to fix 3 months, 3 years, 2 years, pending. They've not figured out fixing it. It's a common thing. All right. So tonight I'm going to introduce you to something called SBAR. Can we all type SBAR? And I'll tell you what that acronym means. Can we all type SBAR if you don't mind? And if you are new to our community, we like to type, to chat, to keep it interactive as much as possible. If you don't mind, can we just type SBAR real quick? Thank you. Can we just type SBAR, SBAR? Then I'll jump into it for a second, and I'll just tell you what this means. Pay attention because I'm going to give you a little quiz tonight, okay? So let's pay attention a little bit. I'll be quick. We'll do some quick Kahoot. If you've never used Kahoot, and some of us in our community have used it. If you've never used it, while I train, I just posted the link, kahoot.it. Everybody will go in there. Just go in and use register, and you'll see how that process works. But let's quickly jump into tonight's class and have fun doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very big one. Every organization you meet, they will tell you a little bit about, well, can you use the SBAR model, and don't overthink it. I'll tell you what that means in a second. Okay. What is SBAR? It's just an acronym that stands for situation, background, assessment, and recommendation. Primarily, it's mostly used in the healthcare space. Most of the time, they use it to triage high pressure situation. If you notice during COVID, most of the time they would triage and find every patient situation and streamline it to the most important ones. So typically, if you have shortness of breath, it's a no-brainer. You bring those in first. Then we can now start triaging. If it's a life-threatening situation like a gunshot wound, you push them higher because probably they're losing blood, losing oxygen. So that's triaging, right? So you're kind of understanding the situation, right? Then you put some context around the background, so in this case, you share the details around the patient, then you do assessment. You analyze the situation, right? You look at the data and said, what is the causative of this issue based on the available data we have right now? All right. Then finally, recommendation. This means what is the next step? And the reason this is important, some of you, some of my team this year, a few of them, they had projects, and this was what came up. You know, the environment use SBAR model, so they expect you to triage based on this. Okay, some environment would not use this model, but even if they don't, this is the smartest way I think you can articulate your thought process to say what is the situation, what is the background, what is the assessment, and what's my recommendation. If you go with this mindset, it's a winning mindset because you would always stand out. Okay, a brief history of this SBAR was talking point. Developed by the US Navy as a structured communication tool, right? Healthcare organization adopted it in 2000 as a big one. Along the line, different joint commission in mid 2000 adopted it too. It became like a major usage within the healthcare space. Then, so I think, yes, it started with the military, but the major player that really adopted it were the healthcare folks, big time. And please, if you are just joining, if you don't mind, give us a like. If you don't mind, that would help us to push the channel up a lot. Thank you so much. All right, let's go. What are the benefits of this SBAR model? We can agree at the minimum, it keeps our thoughts clear, right? So it helps to improve communication, it helps to reduce potential errors, and it enhanced the safety in general, right? So that's a big one. It enhances safety, you know, um, also. So this is great, you know. I mean, this is just amazing. If you can effectively use it well, then I mean, it's something that you can always leverage big time anywhere you find yourself. So let's quickly jump to the next thing here. Um, Security incidents. Now, remember again, started with the healthcare, but guess what? We in the space of compliance, cybersecurity also adopted it, right? So everybody will use it the way they feel makes the most sense. So in our case, we are focused on security incidents, right? So we are saying cybersecurity incident within our environment. So, it provides a structured framework for clear and concise communication. So for us, is how do we foster good communication, right? The second thing, it allows efficient sharing of details and to evaluate the impact on the business. If you remember, for us doing risk assessment, we are saying the risk, the likelihood of occurrence. But in this case now, we are saying, okay, it's also giving us much more robust details with the right impact and priority. Then ultimately, which is the big one, ladies and gentlemen, is the recommendation. Also, piece of it. It's not enough to communicate issues to me and tell me you're analyzing or assessing the issue. But most importantly, let me try and juggle your brain a little bit. Who cares about recommendation? Can you type it real quick if you don't mind? Type it real quick. Who cares about recommendation? At the end of the day, why do you think who cares about recommendation? Give it a shot. Who cares about recommendation? Let's see what you guys think. Let me see your feedback. Just feel free, type. I can see your typing. I want to know, what do you think? Who cares about recommendation? Let me see what you guys think. Ultimately, who cares about? Thank you so much, Yemi. Awesome. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. Management. Thank you. Thank you. Stakeholder Bisiru. Thank you, Joel. Yep, I agree. That's it. At the end of the day, it's all about our leadership that cares about recommendation, right? So we can agree on that. Okay, cool. All right, so we are on the same page. All right, let's talk about a real life situation. Let's just mock this, okay? Look at this. In the morning, 8:15 a.m., our cybersecurity team identified an unauthorized access attempt, okay? The attacker exploited a vulnerability in our VPN. All of us use VPN to log into our system recently, right? So that is the situation at hand. Okay. What is the background? Someone tried to get into customer account without permission. using computers with suspicious addresses. It's been happening for 2 weeks, and many customers have been affected by this. The security, fraud, and customer service teams have to work together to find out what happened, tell the customers, and stop it from happening again. So you put some context around it also. Okay. Then the assessment, you know. So we look at the potential impact, right, stemming from the unauthorized access to us. What is the scope of this breach to the business? you know what system, what data was affected. So now you are really thinking it a little bit deep, you're taking it a step further. It's not enough to tell me, oh, wait a minute, I think my system is infected by virus. You want to take it a step further. What file, what folder has been affected? So we are taking it a little bit deeper, right, at the end of the day. Then ultimately, recommendation. Given the urgent security vulnerability, recommend the Security Operations Center team investigate immediately and determine the scope of the impact. All right. Once the root cause is confirmed, we recommend applying security patches, which is going to be all of the vulnerabilities fixed as a result of the patches. All of us, if you remember when you have your phone, sometimes it will push for you to make upgrade as a result of certain patches in your system. Those are the kind of patch we're talking about. Sometimes the fix is as simple as security awareness training or installing a patch within your environment. That's just many times those are very simple, straight to the point fixes for most organization. Okay. All right. So the reason I'm saying this, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, whether you believe it or not, many environments would want you to help them with remediation of issues also. It's a big deal. Okay. So and so it's a big deal for us. So you have to learn how to do those remediation, those fixes within your environment at any point in time. All right, so tonight I'll show you guys, ladies, how to we're going to quickly use a solution to for actual um fixing of the remediation. Most of us, you have access to this document. Let me quickly show you the I sent this already for the document we use in the program. Let me quickly see if you see it. This is a document. If you are in our community already, you should have this document. Let me share it again. This is the document for our presentation for the internship. Let me quickly upload it 1 second. And you all should have access to it already. Okay, let's see. Cyber internship document. If you don't have access to the document, please, when you have time, just go ahead and make sure you get that document. It's on the WhatsApp group. And if it's not on the WhatsApp group, I can bet you it's already in our documentation if you log onto the system. Okay. But let me quickly show you this, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be quick on this one. All right, look at this, everybody. You remember we said SBAR, right? In our case, I won't go through all the details of this, but there's one I would like us to use SBAR. And ladies and gentlemen, let me teach you a way I think we can cheat. All right, because of time. Now, some of you on this call will tell me, I can hear you already. My organization might not allow me to use AI tools. What about if there's no AI tool available in my environment? Ladies and gentlemen, it's mainstream now, whether you agree or not. Most organizations are building internal AI model within their business right now. Everybody's doing it. So they're either integrating with ChatGPT, with the Google version, with any version. Everybody is using it right now. Okay. The concern mostly has been privacy, confidentiality, and all that. But I'm telling you, it's mainstream. If you don't learn this respectfully, you'll be irrelevant soon, and your peers will build trust equity with their leadership, and you will not be relevant as such. To be honest, I will tell you straight up, you lose relevancy. You might survive, but at what expense? Other of your peers would have gained the trust equity, they will become your bosses. So you are going to lose something, I guarantee you. So it's smart to just plug in, learn as much as you can. So let me show you this real quick. I had some scenarios I built here. This is for the practicality of, we talked about the healthcare sector. This is talking about like an agricultural product whereby certain vulnerability was noted within the machine. It's automated. And the question is, for those vulnerabilities identified, it might be a virus. How do we fix it? Build an SBAR case. I'm going to leave that for you to go through because you have access to this document. But the one I want us to treat is a real life project one of my team dealt with. Now look at the question. Develop SBAR for an issue noted by Microsoft. This is a global issue by Microsoft, okay? This is not restricted to anybody. It's global issue noted by Microsoft. Look at the issue. This is real life, right? There was an external third party, uh, you know, came to do a penetration testing. One of the findings was Microsoft Security Advisory 9773777. This is the code. Write an SBAR map to a regulatory source and framework, as well as client PPSG, and you see what all this means. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is you working on this tonight, and your management says, can you help us come up with a structure in the next 1 hour? I'm here to tell you, because it's Thanksgiving, right? I'll give you 55 minutes back, and you'll do this in 5 minutes. If I say that to you, you'll probably say I'm crazy. But this is real life, right? I'm telling you the way I will do this today based on my knowledge base. I'm not going to waste my time to go to Microsoft website to find their update and patches because I know there are many tools that can help me develop and structure what I need to do immediately right now. So let me take you to my world for a second and just assume right now this is the work that has been given to me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll do something real quick, okay? And once I do it, I'll make you all to just um, do the same thing. So what I'm doing right now is, if you check the chat, I'm going to copy this into the chat real quick. Said, okay. Now, then let me share my screen real quick, everybody. You will see my thinking right now. In the past, like I said, like most of you, I'll be calm. I won't waste my time. But now, sorry, our world has changed. We have to change with the world, right? So let me show you what I'm going to do right now. All I did, ladies and gentlemen, is this. If you can see my screen, all I did was I copied the same prompt and I said, you know, ChatGPT, come up with a way to summarize the situation, the background, and let me copy it and paste it again. Let me do it afresh so that we can all see it together. Okay. I just printed the scenario and you can change it to whatever you want to change it to. It doesn't matter. All right. So all I did was this. So ChatGPT helped me to summarize the situation based on my prompt, talked about the background a little bit, gave me some recommendation on what I should put in the assessment. Then the recommendation in general. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Patch and update, which is what Microsoft recommended naturally. Review access control, making sure that only the right accesses are done or are granted. Monitoring and intrusion detection, user education or security awareness, periodic vulnerability scanning, right? So I say all this to say you could see now that everything is actually something we can all just do in a very quick way. Historically, in the past, what I just did right now, I'm not kidding you, could take you a day to figure out because you have to research Google, research other sources to figure it out. So it is amazing. If this makes sense, give me thumbs up. Somebody said, yes, bro. Okay, thank you, thank you. Yep, yep, yep. I mean, believe it or not, you will be surprised at the limit. Our world has changed. Efficiency is the key word. So I'm gonna mentor my team to be more efficient now. I'm never gonna teach you some old ways that we've stopped. So This is the smart way to go about it, and you would have saved your life and stress. And believe it or not, your management immediately to make sense because I know they are smart. I know you are smart, but none of us can be smarter than a trillion data points combined together. I don't think so. Okay. All right, cool. So I think we're good. We're going to take it a step further. I promise to be out in the next 22 minutes. So, if you don't mind, please give us some like, give us some thumbs up to help us build a community. All right, let's just quickly check our retention real quick. I'm going to share real quick again. I want us to do a quick gamification just to test our knowledge a little bit, and it's fun stuff. So don't run from this. But it's going to be something we can all just kind of see if this makes sense to us or not. So let's quickly go here real quick, if you don't mind. Can we all go to this screen real quick? Go to Kahoot if you don't mind, everybody. And the gamification, the pin is 9972345. Let me share it with us in the in the group. Please, the link to the Kahoot. Please just join the Kahoot if you don't mind. Join the Kahoot, everybody. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining. All right, let me see. Once I start seeing more people, go to kahoot.it, kahoot.it. I'll just take a quick quiz and see, and ladies and gentlemen, just a way to kind of help us all to gauge our thinking. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I see most of us are joining Team Fish. All right. Oh, Turkey is winning right now. Oh, my. My vegetarian folks are going fish. I can see chicken. All right. Let's keep going. Let's have more people. Let's get a lot of our folks to just join it. It's easy to use Kahoot. If you don't mind, just go to kahoot.it, kahoot.it. And if you have the mobile app also, thank you, Easy. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Ilan. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Badowski, Gobby Gobby, AVP. Thank you, Ife. Thank you, Yeri. Thank you. Thank you, Meg. Yeah, let's get a lot of folks to join the Kahoot. It's easy to use, very easy. Just jump in real quick, everybody. Once we get to 60, I will start the Kahoot and we just have fun with it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. All right. So let's get to 60 and I'll get it started. All right, cool. Okay, let's get started, people. Thank you all. All right, the first question, and you guys can see the screen. All right, three, two, one. True or false? SBAR stands for Situation Background Assessment Recommendation. True or false? Excellent. Thank you, everybody. All right, it is true. Thank you all. Okay. All right, Team Turkey is leading. Woohoo! Okay, Thanksgiving is really giving us. History of SBAR was from healthcare triagen, element of healthcare. All right, let's see what you got. Thank you. Excellent. It's in a way, I know some of us because there was element of the Air Force too. So so you can make a case where it's from the Air Force, but recently it's been adopted mostly by the healthcare. So I can see, my folks that missed it, maybe that was your thinking. So I can see why you think that way. All right, Turkey is still leading. All right, Turkey, you guys have competition with fish. Okay, let's see what we got. Situation summarize the problem or issue. Situation acronym summarizes the problem or issue. Okay, I agree. It's true. All right. Wow, Fish has taken over. Oh my God, 2 points. Wow, I've never seen that close before. That's really close. 2 points. Okay, it's anybody's game. Two more questions. Background provide relevant context. The background provides the relevant context. The background provides the relevant context. Wow. All right. True. Let's see. Yes. Sorry, I'm rooting for Turkey just because it's Thanksgiving. Sorry, guys. Okay. Let's see. Okay. The final one. Now be mindful. Assessment does not analyze the issue. True or false? Think a little bit on this one. Excellent. Okay. It's a false on this one. Assessment actually analyze the issue. Okay. Let's see what we got. All right. Third place. Let's give it up. Chicken. All right. Let's see. Fish. And the winner is Thanksgiving Turkey. Woo-hoo. All right, Turkey, you guys are awesome. Ladies, man, this is awesome. I mean, we didn't rig it for Turkey, but I just feel happy that Thanksgiving Turkey won on this one. Huh? All right, cool, cool, cool. Okay, thank you, everybody. That was awesome. That was very awesome. All right, let me see if Brett is here. Let me ping him. Maybe he's already joined or all right, go Turkey, go Team Turkey. Thank you, everybody. All right, the other thing I would like to okay, let me just quickly show you all something real quick, and we can see how this all ties together. This is so cool, and thank you so much for some of you that are registered already for the Risk Rhino program. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's going to be an amazing session for us all together. So that is really awesome. I'll show you guys where this all fits in. You'll appreciate it a little bit more. And sometimes it's just really nice when you see it in real time and how some of this plays in together. But let me show you in real time so that you can appreciate it a little bit more. All right, let me quickly share my screen. All right, let's go. And I promise we'll be out in 14 minutes so that you guys can enjoy time with family. All right, let's show you guys. This is where this fits in big time. So, if we are dealing with remediation, ladies and gentlemen, don't overthink it. There are so many tools out there. Archer, Audit Board, ServiceNow. This is just one of those tools, also, right? And if you notice here, there's something called remediation here. This is a very, very good one. So, let's say, for example, the last thing we did was we went to fix an issue around Microsoft Security Advisory issue that was critical. So let me show you guys what we would have done. We come here, we'll click on new, and this is the way organization would likely track it. They will try and have a way they can monitor those issues. So I'll come here, put description and say, okay, this is an issue that we think is critical in our business. Then I will say causing of the issue, maybe it's a finding or an event that happened. If there are screenshots of the incident, maybe there was an error and we want to attach it, we can come here, I can pick it up, pick the file and identify it straight up easily. Then I can click on the approver and say, who am I having to approve this incident? So in my case, I'll choose this name. I can choose this name. Implementation leader, I can choose who is going to be the person that will be leading the effort to fix the issue. Then I can choose a start date. I can probably say today, start the implementation today. Then due date, we can say, let's make the due date this Friday, for example. Now, believe it or not, once I click on save, these two people will start getting alerts all the time that, okay, you need to fix this issue. The beautiful thing about this is in a real environment, if there's a need to remediate and fix issue, This would allow us to automate the process where you don't have to manually remind people. They would have to get it done because if it's not done on the deadline, it will show as an aging issue that you can hold people accountable to, which is pretty awesome. So that's one of the things that okay. Oh, this is past date. So let's say we make it tomorrow, and I give them a crazy deadline. So they will start receiving messages immediately after that. But that is one of the powerful thing of using a solution. And in interviews, when somebody is asked, you can easily take credit and say, for everything you've done in this program, including risk assessment. Let me show you that one real quick. For people in my regular program, automatically you have access to this as part of the program. Those that don't, because for them, it's part of the licensing already for the program. For my internship folks, because it's a solution we have to subscribe to also. So you need to be part of the subscription if you want to be part of it. So, but anyway, but it's a very good tool to learn. Just have a tool on your belt at the minimum, and speak intelligent to it in an interview. So, for the risk, for example, you can come here. You can actually build a specific risk, the type of risk, the likelihood of the risk. Like the risk assessment we did. If you guys remember, so let's say I say medium risk, the impact that we talk about. I know we used Excel or Word documents, but most environment today try to make their life easy by automating things. So I suspect your environment will likely have a tool. The beautiful thing is, if you know how to use one tool, most of those tools are very similar in nature. I've used that chat tool, I've used Audit Board, I've used a couple of other tools, but they're all alike, really. People make their tool very simple now. But anyway, that's the gist about it. So the beautiful thing is, everything we just did right now, you can use a tool to execute and implement it. All right. So just at least be aware of that, that there are options of using solutions to implement most of this. If you are on the call and if you've used any other tool, can you share tools you've used before for risk assessment? Just give me some names of tools some of us have used so that we can just have that. Let me see folks that have used other tools. Maybe you've used that chart, GRC, whatever tool you've used. Can you just share with me? Let me see what you guys have in the past. Okay, thank you. Yeah, let me see. Service now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so we've seen service now. Sean, if you don't mind, is service now totally different from what you see there? Um, okay, service now is the same thing as okay. One trust is another one. Jewel, one trust. Okay, Jira is another one. Jira for tracking. That's easy to use also. I've never used one trust. I've seen it, but I've never used it. But yeah, okay. Okay, I like that. Okay, I love this. Okay, you can see Sheon said it's not different. So most of the tools are very similar in nature. So the trick about it, in my opinion, is if you know one, I think your learning curve in the other ones are very easy. And none of us know what our clients will use. So at the end of the day, just know one and speak intelligent to that one. I think that should be fine. All right, cool. Let's see. Asana is another one. There are so many out there. Okay, somebody says ServiceNow is close to risk right now. I agree. Yes, very close to. So I mean, if you know one, it's easy to navigate the other one. That's the nice thing about it. All right, cool. Let me see. Do we have any questions so far? But we can always definitely any questions. Let's take some few questions here and there before we wrap it up. We have 8 minutes. And thank you for always showing up. If you don't mind, please just go ahead and also like our page. Actually, we have a few pages we would appreciate if you guys can be gracious to also like it. Let's see, we have a WhatsApp channel. Let me send that to us real quick. I'll send it to the WhatsApp group also. Please feel free join our WhatsApp channel also. You can get all the up-to-date information about our programs and activities in real time. I just shared that in the group right now. And another thing, my team just said, okay, we have an Instagram page. Guys, ladies, join our page too. Yep. you can get a lot of information on what's going on. A lot of our documents that we shared, we want to have a central place so that you can just go pick it up anytime and just make the best out of it. A few of us have asked about some of the books we have out there. Also, I'll share those too. But just go to skillway.com. You'll see access to everything. Really, everything is there. If you go to skillway.com. All right. Let me see if Brett is joining. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. We have one of our folks that was supposed to join. Let me check in real quick. I hope I didn't mess his time up. 1 second. Let me double check. 1 second, people. I'd like him to just, hey, welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, we're supposed to have Brett on the call. He has some issues with his login, so he's struggling with that right now. So I'll make sure I bring him in after the Thanksgiving break. It's just an amazing resource we can definitely utilize and leverage his network. Thank you so much, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Make sure you spend quality time with the family, and above all, I wish you Godspeed. Thank you so much, ladies and guys. Let's keep adding value to each other. And remember, impossible is nothing. Just keep putting the best, keep showing up, keep adding value. And if you don't mind, please be gracious. Help us to like our page. It helps us to grow the community more. And I'll see you all when you come back from Thanksgiving. Thanks, everybody. Feeling okay?
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
You.
Amen.
Tú también. En speech Spanish, tú también.
Tú también.
Ajá.
Ok, tú también.
Feliz, feliz
Feliz,
día
feliz día.
del pavo.
Feliz día de pavo.
Ok.
Feliz día de pavo.
Mañana.
Mañana, feliz día de pavo.
Pavo.
De pavo.
¿No te vas?
Ah,
¿No vas a orar?
no trash day.
What time today in the work?
Maybe 2 hours I'll be done.
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
10 or maybe
Maybe
9.
9:30. 9:30.
Okay.
Good night. Thank you.